Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. It's How To Tuesday. Oh, yeah. So, tonight's going to be fun. Tonight, we're learning all about how to paint lightning. So, my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party. If you're practicing along with me, say hello, hello, hello. So, tonight's all about lightning. Zigzag, zoom, za, lightning, lightning, lightning. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hello, 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 everybody. So let's say hi to our wonderful Mr. Butters. Hi, Butters. Here's a good boy. Say hi to your fans. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Tina. Hi, Kelly. Butters. Good boy. How you doing? Yes, they all love you. Yes. Kelly just painted my sailboat. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So glad to hear it. Let me know if you need any more Mr. Nifties, all right? So I'm going to show you my table. I didn't pour my paint yet, but we got all sorts of brushes going on here. I'll tell you what I'm going to play with, all right? So we got our water, paper towels. I'm going to be pouring blue, black, red, and white for our paint party tonight. I mean, our practice session. Fridays are paint party. This is practice. Okay, practice, practice, practice. So this is your time. Hold on, trying to get my there we go. Hitting buttons. This is your practice session. If there's anything you need to know, any questions you need to ask, 6,000% ask me. So, and this way you can add lightning into your own paintings and create and have fun with it. So, Tina, you didn't get your Mr. Nifties yet. All right, so I will send out some more. How about that? I did send them out, but you never know. Good old post office. I know, Kelly, if you need more Mr. Nifties, thank you so much for your continued support. You just let me know when you need them. And Jerry's getting Mr. Nifties. They're on their way out. So anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, it is always free to watch. Tips are appreciated and definitely awesome. So I will post those links, and whoever sends me support gets Mr. Nifty brushes for free. Free, 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 free. All right, I'm going to put you guys in your handy dandy holder. Okay, Tina, I'm going to put you guys in your handy dandy holder. I'm going to make my roll call list. Kelly is here. Kelly's in the house. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Kelly Marie is in the house. Hello, Kelly Marie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tina is here. Oh, yeah, my Tina. Doing her thing. All right, so if you're watching, if you're a watcher tonight and you're not practicing, say hello. If you're a creeper, that means that you're watching and you're not saying hello to us, and that's okay. We don't mind our creepers. Marsha is our in-house watcher. Hi, Ellen from Kentucky. Ellen from Kentucky is here. Hello, 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 Ellen from Kentucky. How you doing, sweetheart? So, I don't have the stars thing set up. I tried to hit buttons to set that up, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, I've tried twice to set up the star system, and I can't seem to figure it out. I don't know, so we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm doing pretty good, Ellen. I'm a year older. My birthday was on Sunday, so we are 1 year older, and that's all good. I know we had a few birthdays out there, so that's all good. Tina was definitely one of them. So say hello, hello, hello. And Marsha's our in-house watcher. Gotta love her. Gotta love her. All right, so I'm gonna pour my paint. Hi, Lisa from Ontario. Hello, hello, Lisa. We have lots of Canadians that hang out. We're international, baby. We're international. Oh yeah. So pour your paint. Get ready to practice with me, fam. Okay. So, tonight I am pouring blue, red, a little bit of red, some black, and definitely white. Definitely, definitely white. Hi, Ardis. Ardis, you don't want to be a creeper? I don't blame you, hon. Hello, hello, hello. You can watch with Marsha. That's all good. I hope I'm saying your name right. I am the biggest name botcher you ever want to meet. So I hope I'm saying that right. I can't even spell it right. I just scribbled it out 3 times to spell it. Oh, awesome, Kelly. Welcome to the family. Pamela's in the house. Ellen is being a watcher too. Hello, Ellen. Ardis. All right, Ardis. Okay, good. Thank you. And Pamela is here. And we got Tammy in the house. Boy, you guys are, I can't write fast enough. Oh, I'm going to have some doubles. That's okay. And it's your first time painting with me, Kelly Marie. Welcome to the family. We have fun here. It's all about having fun. Alicia, level up day. I like that. I'm leveling up. I am leveling up. All right, so I got Kelly Marie, Tina, Marsha, Ellen, Lisa, Pamela, Tammy, Artis, and Alicia in the house. So, my watchers, I'm glad you're watching. My practicers, I'm glad you're practicing. And my creepers, hello, hello, hello to you too. Okay, so on my palette, white, black, red, and blue. Sandy's in the house. Hi, Sandy. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so we're gonna get out a my 1-inch flat. So this is called Big Boy. You swirl, tap, dab in your water. So you swirl it, tap it on the side, dab it on your paper towel. You want your bristles to be wet and not dripping. So we are going to put in some blue and some black and a smidge of white, and we're gonna turn around and just throw a dark sky up in here. Okay, so you just need to make yourselves a dark sky, blue, black, and a smidge of white. Get this on here because we're going to be doing clouds. Oh yeah, lightning comes out of clouds, so we're going to be doing our clouds. I'm going to show you how to do clouds. Now, I have a how-to on clouds. It's on YouTube and on my page. So if you guys want to learn more about clouds, there is a whole how-to on clouds. It was one of my first how-to videos I did. So there's lots of great information in there for you guys, okay? So black, blue, and white. All right, that's all I'm doing to create a dark sky here. So I'm going to fill this up lickety-split like. Lickety-splits. Lickety-splits. Okay, and like I said, guys, this is, oh, I just splattered paint all over myself. Let me see. Yep, got paint on myself. Doesn't matter that I'm wearing a smock, right? Doesn't matter at all. Got it right on my, right under my chin. Right under my chin. Oh, so, speaking of which, all of my videos are kid friendly, so I'm going to watch this and you guys watch that and we'll be all set. Alright guys? So, just a reminder. Now, if you're trying to blend and it's not really working for you, just dip your brush into some water, give it a little dab, and make your brush a little extra wet, and that could turn around and make your blending easier, because sometimes our paint just goes on and then it stays stuck. It doesn't move around for some reason. So if you're ever having trouble blending, there's also a how-to on blending. If you're ever having trouble blending, just dip your brush into some water, tap it on your paper towel there, and you can turn around and with a nice wet brush get this blended together nice, nice, nice. That's all there is to blending, guys. That's all there is to blending. Having a wet brush and makes it easy peasy lemon squeezy. You can blend all sorts of colors. And like I said, if it doesn't want to blend, you just make it a little more water on your brush. Not a lot, just a little bit more. And that will soften. The more you brush over it, the more it's going to blend together. So the more, like if you put it on and leave it alone, you'll have all your colors separated. If you turn around and keep brushing over it, that's the more your colors are going to blend together. So blending is really that simple. It really, really is. And if you're interested in blending, some of my new family members on here tonight, there's a how-to on blending that I get a little more in depth to. So this is being sticky, so I'm just going to put my brush into some water and I'm just going to soften that out. All right, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to switch to just mostly blue now and white, like there's water down here. Right? I'm just going to get lighter as I get closer down my canvas. So I'm switching to mostly blue and my dirty white. My big messy white right there, I'm just kind of grabbing the white from that mess. See that mess I have? That's what I'm grabbing from. But I'm getting this more and more blue as I work my way down, because I want this to start looking like there's some water. That's right, we're going to do lightning bolts on top of water, people. How about that? Right? You excited? I'm excited. I was excited all day to do this. I just want to let you guys know this one's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to review a lot of what I already taught you. I'm going to be reviewing, obviously I just reviewed blending, right? I'm going to be reviewing how to make clouds, and then you're going to learn all about how to make the lightning bolts, so it actually looks like lightning on your canvas. So lots of good stuff today, and I'm really, really excited because, you know, I can't remember a lot of stuff, so it's always good to have a little bit of a review of things. And I'm doing this whole canvas tonight. Nice, you guys are from the same town. That is awesome. So I'm doing this whole canvas tonight because I'm thinking I might actually turn this into a finished painting, because I'm really excited. I know I don't usually do the whole canvas when we're doing practice, but I'm kind of excited. So we're going to turn around and fill this whole canvas tonight. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to add some black, blue, and white up here. I want to bring my sky further down. So I'm just turning around and adding some black to this section right here, because I want to bring my sky further down. That's what I want to do. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we got to do clouds. And the thing is lightning, you know, it has the word light in it. Lightning is a light source. So before you even draw your lightning, before you even do your clouds, you want to think, or if you're using a photo reference, that's up to you. If you get that kind of fancy, that's so awesome, right? You guys are from the same town, and you come together on my video that's in New Jersey. How's that work? Tell me how that works. Look, I smudge paint everywhere. Right? I'm telling you, that's the awesomeness of this. All right, so when you're doing your lightning, you got to think to yourself, all right, lightning produces light. So if anybody remembers I got blue all over my arm too. I make messes. I make messes. So when you're doing your clouds, you want to turn around and think to yourself, you know, where is my lightning bolt going to be? How is it going to be? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. And with nothing on my brush, I'm going to turn around and put, hi Lisa, hello Lisa, hey Lisa, there's another Lisa on here. She's from Ontario. There's another Lisa on here. So I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. I'm going to leave it a little moist. So it's a little moist. It's a little more wet than usual. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just pull my brush and kind of just, you know, put in like how I want my lightning to be in my painting. So I am just doing little lines to kind of give myself a guide, hello, where my lightning is going to be. All right, so it's just a wet brush. It's just a wet brush that I pulled through my paint to make it smudge, to kind of give me a guideline of where my lightning is going to be. All right, so now I got to put my clouds in. So for my clouds, you can get a stiff beat up bristly brush. I call them Fluffies. They come in my kit. Or you can, you know, I have this brush. I use this brush all the time. That's fan brush. I use this brush all the time. I have no idea what kind of brush it is, but it's really, really cool. It does nifty stuff for me. It's really beat up. I've had it for a very long time. So if you see a brush like this, it's really puffy, that's a good brush. I wish I had, it doesn't have the info on it, so I'm sorry about that. And, or a stiff bristly brush, or some Q-tips brushed together, or if you have a fan brush will work. So you can do clouds with pretty much anything. So I'm going to swirl tap dab my my fluffy brush. It might be, Pamela, it might be a mop brush. I don't really know what a mop brush is, but it kind of makes sense because it is shaped like a mop. See, it's round and has the puffies here. So it might be a mop brush. I've had it for so long. I've had this brush for probably over 20 years. So long I've had this brush for. So, no clue. So I'm going to go to my fluffy brush. My fluffy brush is, which I just dropped, is, I got to walk all the way over here. It's just a stiff bristle brush. And the brush, and the bristles fan out on my paper towel. So when I swirl tap dab it and I rub it against my paper towel, nice and rough, bristles fan out, okay? So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to grab that dirty white that was here, right? So I'm going to get some of that darker color on here. And I'm going to turn around and grab some blue. And I'm going to grab some black. And I'm just going to make like a grayish color here. And I'm going to do swirls. So we're going in and we're just doing swirls. I'm just swirling my hand. And I'm putting a base of where I want clouds to be. So I am just swirling my hand and pushing this paint around. If you notice, I didn't grab any more paint. I am just pushing around the paint that I originally started with. Very, very little paint, guys. So as you're doing this, you don't want globs and globs of paint. Some of my painters out there, I'm not going to mention who, Kelly. You don't want globs and globs of paint on there. Alright, so I'm going to try to get rid of this glare. There's a glare on here for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm going to turn around and now I'm going to grab more paint. And some blue and some black. Oh, okay. Now, it's not a cosmetic brush, that's for sure, because it's definitely not a, it's not cosmetic. It says it's a 9.5, wait, I see something. What the heck does, 9.5 Royal? I don't know what any of that means, though. 9.5 Royal? I have no idea. Right, Pamela? I pick on Kelly all the time. That's alright, she can take it. Alright, so I am just doing these dark swirls. Swirling the paint around. Nice dark color. Blue and black on my brush, a smidge of white. Getting nice darks onto here. Right? Dark stormy clouds. Swirling, swirling, swirling. That's all I'm doing. I made them extra dark so you could see what I'm doing, because there's a little bit of glare on here. And as you push it around, it's going to blend out into your background, which is what you want it to do. Okay, so I am just putting all these swirls. Now, let me get the top darker too, so you can see what I did. Oop, nope, dark. We want dark, people. Alright, so let me get the top up here a little darker so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so We are just swirling some storm clouds. That's all we're doing. Just making swirls, guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm moving my hand like this, going this way, going that way. Just making swirls. Alright? And pushing paint around. Not a lot of paint at all. At all. Alright. So, once I have my dark in, and I put in those streaks in here, right? Now I can put them back in. So, I'll take my flat brush, no color on it, and I'm going to put my little indication of where my lightning's going to go and be. Right? I'm going to put that back in for myself. Right? I'm going to put those lines back in. A Royal Langnickel. Okay, Lisa. You go, girl. Yeah, you're really good with that stuff. You know what's what. You have all these, like, nifty little mediums you use and brushes you use, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I put those lines back in, and what I want to do is I want to make the clouds lighter and brighter where the lightning's going to go through. So this is what I mean by you kind of have to plan out what you're doing. A little bit. You can't just make clouds and then put lightning in them because it's not gonna look right. So I'm adding white to that dark color. I'm just pushing it onto my brush, and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna do these swirls where my lightning's going to be. Okay? So I'm just doing these swirls where the lightning's going to be. Now, again, I am just pushing paint around. That is all I'm doing. I am not doing anything fancy. And I'm leaving it fluffy. Clouds are fluffy. Right? So I am just adding white paint to that dark color I made before. And I'm going where my little line is that I made. And I'm putting brighter pieces. Not white. If you notice, it's not white. It's like a lighter bluish gray color of my clouds. I don't want it white, because if you make these brighter spots white, you're not going to see your lightning bolt against it. Alright, so all I'm doing is swirling. I'm using a small amount of paint. I'm using a very fluffy brush, whatever kind you want. And I am just turning around and pushing this in. I'm not doing a light touch at all. If you notice, my bristles are kind of smashing out. They're smashing. See how I'm pushing on them? See how they're feathering out? That's what I'm doing. I'm holding my brush really, really close, and I'm pushing this on here. Because number one, my paint dried really, really fast, so I'm kind of pushing to get to the wet stuff. Number two, microscopic amount of paint, people. See? Look, not much paint on my brush at all. Microscopic amount. And I'm just going to push this in and around. Excuse me. I need to get myself some refreshment. I'll give you guys that are practicing along with me some ketchup mustard time. Okay, so got my soda. So you guys can handle that. And if you want to turn around and I'm going to dry off that 1-inch flat I was playing with before. Right? Thanks, Marcia. We're going to turn around and dry this off on my hand. And on my smock, I'm going to dry it off. So you want a dry brush. Which just had paint on it. That's okay. And you just want to sweep. And do these lifts like this. Now you want to make sure you have a dry brush, and you want to make sure you're not picking any globs up, but you want to do lifts. See how I'm going like this? I'm sweeping and lifting. Sweeping and lifting. And all I'm doing is softening what I put on here some more. I'm just softening it some more, that's all. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Alright, so my lightning's going into water. Okay, so, and I marked where I want it to hit. So what I want to do is I want to turn around and put bright in the water of where the lightning's hitting. Okay, but again, not white, just brighter. So I'm going to grab my blue with this 1-inch brush. Alright, this is Big Boy. We call him Big Boy when we do our paint parties. And I'm going to grab some white paint. I'm going to pull it along my canvas here. Do a little wiggle. If you do a little wiggle, your brush becomes flatter. That's another little trick. So if you're putting paint on your brush and you want a nice flat thin razor edge, you do a little wiggle. Wiggle it just a little bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. And I'm going to come in here and where I put my markings for my lightning bolts to hit. I'm just going to zigzag zoom. I'm just zigzag zooming. So I'm zigzag zooming. Maybe I need a little more white on that so you can see what I'm doing. It looks good to me, but it's not getting in there. It's not getting in there with all you guys. Alright, so I'm going to turn around, just do a little more white. And I'm just zigzag zooming. That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing some zigzags and some zooms. Going like this. We call that zigzag zooming at Eve's Creations. That's what we call that. Right? And I'm going up behind my line. My line is here. So I'm going behind it, making it smaller behind it because it would be smaller the further away it goes. And then making it a little bit bigger as it comes closer to me. Alright, so that was where the one line hit, which this is my line right there. Okay, that was my line. And this is where my other line hit. So we're going to turn around and make this brighter in here. Okay, so notice I didn't grab any more paint. I didn't grab any more paint. I'm just putting in nice and small. Further back you go, smaller you make your little lines. The further back you go, the smaller you make your lines. As you come up to the front, you make them longer. Okay, now I'm going to grab some more paint. Now I'm going to grab some more paint. And I am just grabbing blue and white. And I'm going to come back in here. Make these small. Just going back and forth. That's all I'm doing. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. And then as I get closer, I'm going to make them longer. I'm going to make my lines longer as I get closer. Alright? That's all I'm doing. All I'm doing. Right? And I'm going to grab a little bit more white. And I'm going to put in even more of a lighter section in here. Okay? Not much. Here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. So what did I just built it up. If you notice, I had dark blue. And then I made like a lighter bluish color. Right? Put that in. And now I'm just grabbing some more white. And here, there, not everywhere, I'm putting some zigzags in. Okay? So, if I just built this up. There was 3 steps to this. So, I built it up. So, when you look at it, you can see the darker color. You can see my middle color. And then you can see the whiter spots. Okay? So, that's how you get your stuff to look like it has dimension. Big word. But that's how you do it. Okay? You build it up. You build it up. Alright, now that this is dry, I want to make it even brighter. Okay, so now that that is dry, I want to make it even brighter. But I'll give you guys a second to catch up mustard, the ones that are practicing along with me. Because Kelly is here, and Kelly Marie, everybody welcome Kelly Marie to the family's first time she's here. Tina and Marsha and Ellen from Kentucky. Everyone say hello to her. We got Lisa in Ontario. We got Lisa who finished dinner. We got Sammy and Alicia and Artist. First time Artist is here. Hello, Artist. And Pamela and Tammy going on. So, hi everybody. So, Everybody ketchup, mustard if you're practicing along with me. And notice how I said I just built that up, right? I did 3 layers on this. So I'm building up the sky too. I'm doing 3 layers on that. First I started with the dark, dark, dark. And then I went in. Right? Kelly, you're a trip. Nice name, Kelly. Kelly says nice name, Kelly. I love it. So I did dark, 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 and then I did a medium color. And now I'm going to go another step even lighter. Still not white though. We're saving the white for when we do the lightning. We're saving the white for when we do the lightning. So just like we did with the sun, remember when we did the sun? It's just like another light source. So it's not actually painting the sun's easy. It's a circle, right? But to make it look like it's a sun in nature, you have to paint everything around it to reflect, I guess would be the word, or to show that the light is coming from that item. So the same way we did with the sun, painting everything else and making everything else brighter around it, you got to do the same thing for lightning. It's a light source. Remember when we did the fire? When we did fire, same thing. We made all the glow on the trees, so the fire was in the middle, and we put the glow on the trees, and we put the glow on the ground. So same thing, guys. Wherever is creating light, whatever, I'll learn to talk eventually. I can talk, but just I'll learn how to do it correctly eventually. Whatever is a source of light in your painting, that's what you have to keep track of. Okay? Alright, so one more time around. One more time around. So I'm going to grab my fan brush for this, because some of you guys want to learn some stuff about the fan brush. I'll do it with a fan brush. Alright, so I'm going to swirl tap dab my fan brush. Swirl tap dab my fan brush. Now this fan brush is a bristly brushes on it. So it's kind of like the brush I just used. So you can get fan brushes that are really, really soft. And then you can get ones that are really bristly. It all depends on the make, the price, all of that stuff. So this is a bristly one. See how it's all separating? And this is a really, really, really soft one. It's not doing anything when I play with it, right? So I'm going to grab my fan brush and I'm going to load my paint up, but I'm going to load it just on the corner. Just on the corner. See? Not on the whole brush, just the corner. And I'm going to grab some of this blue. Like I said, we're not doing white, white, white yet. So I'm going to grab some of this blue. I'm going to grab a smidge of black. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. So we're getting even lighter. Hi Cynthia, how you doing, sweetheart? And I'm just putting it on the corner of my brush. So when I come up here and you want something nice, Lisa, love it. Hey, hello, Cynthia. And you want a dry, soft brush ready in the wings. Okay, guys? So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to follow the same spot I put highlights before and put more in. So what you're going to do is you do the same thing. You're doing sweeping motions, but you're only using the corner of your brush. And then you flip it around to the side that doesn't have any paint and you mash it around. Now, my dry brush, I'm going to pull and I'm going to soften. Go back and forth, pull it upwards, soften it out. Okay, guys? Alright, so let's go over that again because it's like 3 steps. Alright, so I'm putting paint on the corner of my fan. One corner. I'm going to go into my painting and I'm going to do circular wispy things. That's technical enough for you, right? Circular wispy things. See how they're wispy? All right, I'm going to get these on, and then I'm going to flip my brush around, and I'm going to pull the paint out even more. And then I'm going to turn around and take my dry brush and soften it all out. So that's how you can do clouds with a fan brush. Okay? Now, do I like this process? Not really. I'm going to tell you right now. I just use my fluffy brush and I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like a lot of steps that, I don't know, I don't think are very necessary. But if if you want to play, whatever, it's all good. It's all golden. You know what I'm saying? If you want to play, it does add a new effect to it. So that's up to you. That is all up to you. So, but I'm going to go back to a smaller fluffy brush. Stiff bristles brush. And I'm going to fluff them all out. You know, so that's what you do. Kelly, okay, so if it pulled up what you had there, the problem is you had two problems. Number one, your paint was too wet. I waited for this to dry completely. So number one, your paint was still wet. And number two, you had too much water on your brush. Okay? So that's going to happen. No worries. So Kelly just said it pulled up the paint that she already had there. It's okay. Stop messing with it and let it dry. All right? I know it's hard not to keep trying to fix it. I know. But just stop trying to fix it and let it dry. So that's what happened is your paint was still wet underneath. And then when you put the water on your brush, and you had too much water on your brush, it wiped off the wet paint. That's how that happened. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's dry already. And number two, you want to make sure you don't have that much water on your brush. All right, not much water at all. So leave it alone and let it dry. Leave it alone and leave it. Yes, Lisa. Lisa's notorious for that because she can't leave it alone either. Yep, Kelly Murray, you got it. I know you were messing with it. For some reason, especially women, we have a very hard time of leaving stuff alone. We'll keep picking at it and picking at it and fixing it and fixing it and fixing it. And it's very, very hard. I do these mobile paint parties. I go to people's houses in person. And I literally have to walk up to some of the women and go, stop painting! Like a teacher. Because they keep wanting to fix it. All right? Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Woo-saw it out, guys. Just be like, woo-saw it out. Let it dry. Because once it dries, you can paint right over it. It's like magic. But you definitely have to woo-saw it out. Yes, I know, right? Everybody does it. Everybody. I do it too. I do it too. Hey, everything I show you guys is stuff that I've screwed up. Because that's the way I learn. And you know what? If you can look back at your mistakes and learn from them, then that's 6,000% the type of person you're supposed to be. So everything I teach you, I only know because I screwed it up. So I just been screwing up. I've been screwing up for a. Yes, you got to use less water. Yes. So I've been screwing up. I just been screwing up for longer than you guys have been screwing up. That's all. I'm gonna go back to my fluffy brush, and I'm gonna turn around with my fluffy brush, and we're gonna do the same thing, but we're just gonna do it the way Eve likes to do it. That's just what we're gonna do. So, that's just what we're gonna do. Okay, and I'm just pushing the paint around. Small amount of paint, hardly any water, and we're just gonna push the paint around. That's all. That's all we're gonna do. And Kelly's gonna leave that one spot alone, play with another spot, and then I'm gonna grab my dry brush and I'm gonna soften it all out. That's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. But you have to watch your water. You have to watch the amount of paint you're using. You have to pay attention to all of those things. They're all very important details. Very, very important details. And like I said, I've just been screwing up longer than you guys have. So I can tell you what not to do. I can tell you what not to do. That's all right, Kelly. It's okay. You can watch a replay and paint whenever you're ready. I'd like to see your sailboat. You got to send it to me. You got to send it to me. You got to send your sailboat to me. Okay, so I'm going to grab some, now I'm just grabbing my dirty white. It's really, really bright. Not completely white. And I'm putting in some even brighter spots in here. And it's here, there, not everywhere. It's where I put my lines of what my lightning's going to come right through this. See how I'm putting a space here and leaving dark right there? Because my lightning's going to come right between these two things. See how I did it here? So, because my lightning's going to come right through this dark spot right there. Okay, guys? So that's what I'm doing. I'm making these little pockets of where the lightning is going to blast through the clouds. And I'm leaving a space dark for when I do my lightning. It's going to go through that space. And it's going to look like it's brightening these clouds up. Okay, that's what I'm doing. And here, there, not everywhere. You don't want to lose the dark. The dark is just as important as the bright. In fact, I'm going a little happy. I'm losing a lot of my dark. So I'm going to put some more in. I'm grabbing my blue and I'm grabbing some black. And a smidge of white because I went a little happy. So I'm going to put some more dark back in. We went a little happy over here with the lighter color. And that's okay. That's all right. No big deal. You can easily put it back in. You know me. You guys that have painted with me, how many times do I lose my dark? I lose it all the time. And it's all okay. So I'm just going to put some darker spots back in again. I'm grabbing my blue, my black, small little smidge of white. And I'll put some dark spots back in. Because I got a little too happy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of smudging the lighter color. So I'm just going to put my dark back in. We can use our favorite blending tool. Our favorite blending tool. Yes, it is. This tool works awesome for blending. So let it dry. So you can play with these clouds like for a really long time. You can just have a lot of fun with them. A lot of fun. Yep, I'm literally finger painting, guys. Hi, Jackie. How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, you're constantly redoing it too, Lisa. Yep. So that's what I did. Eve went a little nutty. That's okay. Alright. So, now to the good stuff. Now we're going to do the lightning. And there's a couple of ways to do this. If you have a liner brush, you can do it with your liner brush. Okay? And a liner brush, I have it in here somewhere, looks like this. See that? Now, yes, it's all separated, but once you wet this guy and roll them on your paper towel, all the bristles go together. So, you can do it with a liner brush. I'll show you that. You can turn around and do it with Mr. Nifty. Mr. Nifty is going to be perfect for this. Okay? So you can do it with a Mr. Nifty. You can do it with a small round brush that you have. We call them tiny during our paint parties. This is a #1 round. You can turn around and do it with one of these. Why do the liner brushes bend after a while? Because you're leaving them in your cup. And when you leave them in your cup, the bottom is pressing onto your bristles. So it's going to make the bristles go round, bend. You can't leave them in your cup. You can't leave liner brushes sitting in a cup to where it's pressing along the bottom. You got to clean them and keep it moving. That's why they bend after a while, Lisa. It's all good. It's all good. You do not want to leave any of your brushes with a point sitting in your cups for too long. If you have it suspended in the water and not touching the bottom, that's fine. But once they start touching the bottom, they're going to bend on you. They're going to bend. All right, so let me get some more clean white paint. Yep. So you can, if you use warm water, if you use really, 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 really warm water and let the brush sit in it, you might be able to reshape them. All right. So you want your white paint to be very thin and loose, which means adding extra water to it. So I just poured that out of my container, nice clean white paint, and I'm going to add some water to it. So I'm just going to turn around and take, I'm going to take my fluffy brush here, has some water in it, and I'm going to add some water to my white paint. Yep, that's that trick. So I'm just dripping some water on my white paint. You see that? We're just dripping some water in there. Alright, so you want this to be very thin and loose. And I'll take my round brush and I'm going to loosen all that. I'm going to mix the water in and get that really thin. Really, really, really thin. Thin, 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 thin. How do you want your white paint to be? Thin. Yes, yes, Lisa, exact same process. Okay, so how do you want your white paint to be? You want it to be thin. Okay, so now the thing is remember how I say the more you play with it, the bigger it gets? Well, if you turn around, start small, because you can always add. I have no idea, Lisa. You're going into Fancyville now. Can you use zinc? I have never even heard of zinc. You crack me up. You get so fancy. You're my fancy Nancy. So start small, because if you turn around and do a really thick line and you want to fix it, fixing it is worse than just adding to it. So, because if you need to take out a thick line, you're going to have to repaint your whole background and color match. So, I got the really thin white paint on my liner. I'm going to hold my liner back here, and lightning lines are squiggly. Okay? So, I'm going to start my lightning. I'm going to start it right through here. And I'm holding my brush back here. I'm using the liner. And I want to do all these little squiggles. Just doing squiggle lines, that's it. Because lightning is squiggly. Kelly Marie, kid friendly, sweetie, but I know what you're saying. Alright, so I'm taking this nice loose thin paint. And let's say it goes into the cloud over here. And then comes out underneath it. Right? And we're doing, you want squiggly lines. Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly lines. Right? And then you could branch off of what you already made. Going through the cloud. Going up here. Just doing all these little zigs, these little zags, and making very squiggly lines. You could shoot off any way you want. It's all good. Alright, wipe your brush off, so we're going to have globs, grab some more paint. So, you can do this with your smaller brushes too. You can do a little bit at a time. Oh yeah, it's definitely awesome. So, you can do a little bit at a time. So, I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty here, and you could turn around and do this with Mr. Nifty. You just want to squiggle your line, that's all. You'll have a little more control. So, you can do this with a tiny brush if you want to. And you're just going to squiggle, squiggle. Putting in and you can do some shoot offs. You can do whatever you need to do, and then you can turn around. And I'm going to have one go right through this pocket of dark right here. Maybe that's hitting the water all the way in the back. Hitting it all the way back there. I don't even see it back there, what's going on back there, okay? And then you could have them cut across your sky, right? We could put one coming out here and cutting across the sky like that. And then you could branch off of that one, right? So, now, what you want to remember is, alright, so, now that you got your main line, I'm going to add one more, because I put a marking here that I wanted lightning there. So, I'm going to put one more in. Alright, now, I keep making sure, you have to make sure you have thin paint, and you don't have any globs on your brush. If you have globs on your brush, you're going to get globs on your painting. And you don't want globs on your painting. Okay? So, now you can go ahead and add the details to your lightning. So, if you notice, I put the lightning in where I made those little pockets of dark. Hi, Cheryl! So I put the lightning in where I made those little pockets of dark, and then this way the clouds are glowing from the lightning going through it. Right? If you notice how I place the lightning, it's all in those dark pockets. And then the clouds are reflecting the light. See that? From the lightning. Look at this one right here. This one's a good one. See how it's all dark in there and I put the lightning coming out? But since we made our cloud, it looks totally awesome. Okay? So make sure your lightning placement is advantageous. There's an SAT word. Advantageous for the effect that you're trying to create. We did all that work to make sure our lightning looks good. Thank you, Cheryl. We did all that work to make sure our lightning looks good. You want to make sure you put your lightning in the right spots. Alright, so details on the lightning. Number one, now you can turn around and make thicker pieces. Now you can turn around and make thicker pieces, okay? So I'm going to close up. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to make a close-up, guys. So you can see what's going on. See, they're all squiggly. Hi, Jackie. Absolutely, Jackie. That's awesome. Hello, Mom. Absolutely. You know replays are always available for watching. Alright, so now you can make some thicker bolts. Alright, so you're just going to go in and make sure it's dry before you put your hand on your lightning and smudge it all over the place. And you can make your top bolts, the top of your bolts, a little thicker. Thanks, Cheryl. So you can go in and you make the top of your bolts a little thicker. Alright? So, and again, I'm keeping the squiggly in there. I'm keeping the squiggly in there. All right, so like I said, Kelly, make sure that you drink all your drink. You don't want to play with it so much. You want to start off. You want to start off small, because the more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get. So, and you do not want to turn around and have it too big to where you got to fix it. Right? We don't want no having to fix things going on. And as you're putting it thicker, make sure you're still squiggling your line. Make sure you're still putting squiggles in there, okay, guys? Don't flatten out the squiggles as you're making it thicker. Alright, so now you can make some of these top parts a little thicker. Not much, just a little. Alright, so we did that one, and I'm going to leave the one shooting across the center thin, and I'm going to come over here. How do I stop my brush like yours from bending and twisting when I try to do straight lines? Don't press as hard. The big boy brush, the 1-inch brush, which brush, Cheryl? Which brush are you talking about? So if you notice how I'm filling this in, I'm keeping that squiggle going on. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it right up through here. I have it go around that cloud and bring it right up through there. Big boy. Okay, so from bending and twisting when I try to do straight lines. Okay, so what you want to do is when you're working with big boy, the 1-inch flat, that's what Cheryl's talking about, guys, is you swirl, tap, dab them. And when you dab them on your paper towel, you want to make sure when you dab them, you go... No, I was using Mr. Nifty. I was using Mr. Nifty just now. This is big boy, 1-inch flat. So when you dab them on your paper towel, you want to dab in the shape of the bristles so it's nice and flat and thin. Okay, when you go to do a straight line, you're holding it too close. You want to hold it back here. You want to hold it back here. Alright, so when you hold it back here, oh, Mr. Nifty. Alright, you're referring to Mr. Nifty. You're pressing too hard. And when you go to do a straight line with Mr. Nifty, you got to move your hand, not the brush. So you can't turn around and take Mr. Nifty and do one of these and expect it. No worries, Cheryl. You can't take Mr. Nifty and do one of these and expect the line to be straight. And if you're turning around and holding it and pressing hard, it's going to do all this wiggle action because your hand's got a little wiggle in it. So what you want to do, no worries. So what you want to do is, first of all, you got to press lighter. Second of all, you got to make sure your paint is thin and loose. Third is you're going to move your hand, not the brush. So you're going to put your bristles onto your canvas and you're going to move your hand, not the brush. And you just want to make sure just the tip of the bristles is on the canvas, not all of your bristles. So just the tip of the bristles hit the canvas. And you move your hand, not the brush. Okay, guys? So that's how you do straight lines with Mr. Nifty. Alright, so another thing with lightning. Alright, let's finish these lightning bolts up. So I'm going to take Mr. Nifty and I'm going to turn around, and what you want to do is you want to do these little, like, I don't know, fangs, I guess they would be. You want to turn around and off of your lightning bolts, put these little pieces coming off. Yes! That's why I say the faster you go, the straighter it'll be, because you're actually outrunning the shake in your hand. So if you zip it right across, you're going to go faster than your shake. and then your shake is not going to turn around and come across on the canvas. So with your lightning, you want to turn around and add these little tiny pieces coming off of it. Okay, you want to add these little tiny pieces coming off, like little teeth or what have you, little tiny pieces. Okay, they're just like little bits. That's all they are. They're just little bits coming off. Right? Again, keep them wiggly. Right? So, and when you do this, when you're doing these little stray pieces, you're going to start off having them thicker when they come off the bolt and then getting thinner. Okay, so they're going to be thicker when they come off the bolt. Let's go over here. Right, you see that? So thicker when they come off the bolt, and then you have them get thinner and thinner and just kind of spread out. Alright guys? So you want to put all of these little trail pieces in. Small ones, bigger ones. Whatever you want to do. If you're making a long trail piece, make the top part thicker. And then go thinner as the further away from the bolt that you go, okay? Alright. So, yep, that's all you can do is try. You'll get it. You'll get there. So, you just, you need all these little stray pieces coming off. And you can do small ones, you can do big ones, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your lightning. It's your lightning. Do whatever you want to do. Wherever. Here and there. However you want to work it. So you can zone out and do these lightning squiggles forever too. Because it's just so relaxing and they're squiggly. And they're a lot of fun. So I've done lightning more of cartoony too. Like I've done lightning to where it's just all straight angles. So if you want like a more of like a straight line effect of lightning, I've done lightning to where you pull it out and then you put extreme angles into it. And then I come off of those angles and do some more angles. So you can turn around and make very tight, extreme lightning pieces where I put like jagged angles in. I do those. I like those. I mean, there might not be like, you know, exactly how lightning bolts are in nature, but I don't know. I kind of like it being like a really sharp edge to it. Some people like the squiggle lightning, you know, and then I do the squiggly lines off of that. So, you know, it's your preference. I always wind up doing these kind, not the squiggly kind, but whatever you want to do. So you can draw lightning in too, just doing a straight line and then putting some angles into it really weird. Like that. I do those too. I don't know. I like those. But I guess they don't look like nature as much, but it's like more control when you do those. Alright, so the last step in lightning, what you want to do, unless it's a bolt coming straight down and striking something, you want to spider web it out. So on the bottom parts, if you guys have any questions, ask me now because we're finishing up on this. So on the bottom parts, we're going to, you know, I'll give you a chance to catch up mustard, those practicing along. Yeah, Cheryl, no worries. We all have a shake in our hands. That's what happens. That's why when you're trying to do a straight line, guys, go straight up to the canvas, hold the brush further back and just zip it. And the faster you zip it, moving your hand, not the brush, you hold the brush on there and you just zip it across. The faster you zip it, you're going to outrun your shake. That's the trick to doing a straight line when you have shaky hands. You got to move quickly. The go-to, what our brain tells us about having a shaky hand is, you guys, a lot of people try to control and overpower their shake. So I noticed that when people with a really bad shake try to paint, they death grip their brush, number one. Number two, they hold it really tight up here. And they think that if they go nice and slow with their death grip and their close hold, that they're going to be able to draw the line using all this mega control. But what happens is if you put a death grip on your brush, when you have a shake, you're just going to make the brush shake more. So, again, you know how you guys keep trying to fix it when you mess up? This is another little thing in the brain. The brain tells you to overpower it and over control it, which makes you hold the brush tight, makes you turn around and hold it close, and then you're trying to go really slow and really straight. That's the exact opposite of what you need to do. You gotta woosah it out, give up control, put a very light grip, enough to have control, but not a death grip. A light grip, nice and soft, just enough to hold the brush. And you're gonna shake, and your brush is gonna shake. But what you want to do is when you put it directly on, it's gonna steady the shake. Okay, so my hand's shaking, but see how it's not shaking it, it's not shaking the bristles too much anymore. And when you go across fast, shwoom, your shake's not going to come across. But if you're putting a death grip and you're holding it here and you're putting it on your canvas, that death grip is going to cause the bristles to shake. All good, guys. I'm just here giving the tips. Whether you listen or not, that's on you. All right, Lisa's in the house, and we got Lisa from Ontario. We got Marie here. We've got Kelly. We've got Tina. We've got Marcia and Ellen and Pamela and Alicia and Artis and Sandy and Tammy. Lots of fam going on, guys. Lots of fam. I love it. I like it a lot. Tape works too. Tape works too. All right, so I want to go back to my liner brush because it's faster than Mr. Nifty. It's fast. I don't have the paste. Okay, so everyone paints differently, which is amazing. That's why I tell you guys to have fun and go create. And if you ever notice you do one of those parties, and that's why we share our paintings, every painting comes out differently. Yes, I love it, Kelly. Our fam is growing. And every painting comes out differently, and that's because in your body you have your own creative spirit. So when you create, everyone's going to find their own process, their own brushes that they like, their own way of doing things. Now, Lisa has been painting for a while, and she's very meticulous. She likes to have everything so just right, using tape, using different mediums, doing all of these fancy things because she likes to have more control over what's hitting the canvas. Myself, number one, I don't have the patience for that. I don't. Number two, I turn around and I'll throw things on my canvas without having, I guess it's not having any fear, because I know when it dries, I could cover it if I totally screw something up. Some people want to get it right. Some people want to get it right the first time, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And some people are just more willy-nilly like I am, and if there's a mistake, we just muddle through it somehow and make changes. So, I mean, as you're watching this, as you're practicing with us, as you paint our paint parties with us, you're going to find what you like to do and how you like to paint and your process to tap into your creativity. And that's why I always say, have fun and go create, because You all have that creative spirit inside of you. Every single one of us on this planet has it. We create every day without even thinking twice. So it's in there. You just got to find a way to get it out. That's all. And you're going to find your own way, which is amazing. All right, so finish up our lightning, right? So the last thing I want to do is down here, I'm going to make lots and lots of spider webs going on. So I'm going to swirl tap dab my liner brush. I'm going to make sure my white is nice and thin. All right, I'm going to hold my liner brush back here. And, you know, start off small. Very, very light touch. Doing a wiggle. And just making sure it's hitting the bright spots in my water that I already created. Okay, so I want to make sure it's hitting those bright spots in the water that I already created. Right? So this way, it looks like the lightning is making the water brighter. And you want to turn around and spider web all of these pieces on the bottom here. So you're going to just put a lot more break-offs. Hi, Sandy! 6 more treatments and you'll be done with breast. Awesome, Sandy. Oh, prayers to you, love. That sounds awesome. So happy for you. Good job. That takes some real strength to go through that process. I love it. Alright, so we're going to put all these wiggles in, and don't forget your little stray pieces come off. Even mid-air, you're going to have your stray pieces. And that's it, guys. That's how you do lightning. If anybody has any more questions for me. That is awesome. That is so amazing, guys. I am awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome stuff to hear. I love it. 6,000%. I like it a lot. Yes. So, if anybody has any more questions for me, that is great. If not, that is fine too. I'll give you guys a chance to catch up mustard and do what you guys do. And I want to thank you for joining me tonight in our How to Tuesday. Learning lightning, people. We're painting lightning. I told you this one was going to be really, really, really fun. Really fun. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. So, always free to watch. Tips are appreciated because art supplies aren't free. So, to all of you that have sent support and continue support, you all warm my heart, and thank you so, so, so much. All right, so I just want to say thank you, fam, for joining me tonight, and I hope you had fun. You're welcome, Marsha. Hi, Alicia. Yes, Alicia, 6,000%. Nice, Lisa. I can't wait to see it. I know you're growing as an artist, because you don't, you're welcome, Cheryl. You don't send me as many messages as you used to about how to paint certain things. See you Friday, Kelly. So, Friday's painting. I didn't finish it yet, but it is going to be a spin of The Great Gatsby. It's going to be grayscale with some pops of color, and it's going to be awesome. But I didn't finish it yet. So, as soon as I finish it, I will post the event. But that is what's coming up. You guys asked for it last time. So I'm doing grayscale with color pops. And it's going to be Great Gatsby themed. The Roaring 20s or whatever that was. Yes, Alicia. Yes, yes, yes. So that's what it's going to be. Lisa, I love your questions. 6,000%. You need to ask me a question, ask away. I like it. It's no worries. Oh, good, Kelly. Thank you so much. I'm glad I put you in a good mood. Try to have fun here. Painting should be fun. Yes, Marcia. So, all of my new fan members tonight, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great time. I hope you learned lots of stuff. And I hope this helps you in your future creating, because that's what it's all about. 6,000%. And share away. If you can't send support, which is fine, I totally understand, share this video. I know Alicia shares every single one of mine, so thank you so much for that, Alicia. So share and post and all of those good things, that helps too. That's supporting too. Because you guys are amazing. That's right, Kelly. You always share too. You're a big sharer. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And congratulations to everybody that's getting through their trials of having your illness. And I wish you all healing prayers. Thank you so much, Lisa. I send you all healing prayers and wishes, and warm fuzzy thoughts. So I hope you feel great comfort. You did not miss the red because I didn't wind up using the red. I was going to throw some purple in here. That's why I told us to grab red paint too. But I wound up not doing it. So you didn't miss the red, Kelly. I just didn't use it. Because I was going to do some purple in our clouds. But I changed my mind. Actually, I didn't change my mind. I actually just forgot. I forgot. I forgot I was going to do some purple action. You would use the red when I was grabbing the blue, the black, and the little smidge of white. If you would have grabbed the blue and the red with the little smidge of white, you would have wound up with purple in your clouds. So you could do this whole thing and have it all purple instead of a blue sky. So that is where the red would have came into play. That's awesome, Kelly. Yeah, it's all good. No worries. No worries. I just forgot to add it. If you wanted to add it, anybody watching this video and going to paint later, when I was grabbing the blue and the black and a little bit of white to do the dark parts of the sky, if you threw the red in there, it would have gave it a purple hue to it. So that's where the red would have came into play. And then you grab the red and the blue and the white together and keep lightening it, and you would have had purple clouds or purple areas in your clouds, which totally works too. So don't forget, check me out on YouTube. All of my videos are on YouTube, guys. So check out my YouTube channel. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm working on trying to reach 1,000 people. Once I reach 1,000 people, I can start making YouTube videos. Good night, Kelly. Thank you so much, love. Good night, everyone. I'm looking at all your bubbles, and Lisa, I could see your swan in your bubble on the screen. Good night, Lisa. Thanks for chiming in. I hope dinner was awesome. Nice, Lisa. I can't wait to see it. Your stuff is coming out amazing. You're welcome. Alright, and on that note, I'm going to sign off. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, fam, and anyone send support. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. You all warm my heart. And have fun and go create, okay? Good night, everybody. Thank you.